This is Brad Nack, and I am happy to invite you to an art reception this Friday, July 28th at MichealKate Interiors, 132 Santa Barbara Street. Here is MichealKate, the building, and it's going to be going out of business. Sad to see it go. End of an era. So this painting is called California Garden Series. California Garden Series number one, and painted in 2023. That's California Garden Series number one. This one is called Joe's Cafe. It was painted in 1977. It's 48 by 72 inches. This one I started when I was in high school as a sketch. We got to go off campus on our own back in the days when you could do that, and walked over to State Street from Santa Barbara High School and did a sketch for that, and then I ended up finishing it I guess the next year at Santa Barbara City College. So the first painting, California Garden Series 2023, is the newest painting in the show, and this one is the oldest. This one is called Star Dog, and I'll show you some of the things I like about it. I like how this ended up here with the eye up there and these two eyes, and then that's kind of translucent. There's a spider on it right now. And I worked on this painting a lot, but it's one that I really like. It was finished, I started it and kind of kept working on it over multiple years, but it finished in 2019. This painting is called Cat with Prey. It's 30 by 40 inches. So is Star Dog, by the way. And what's fun about this one is if you zoom in to the eyes, you can see that it's looking at the person who's, well, in my mind, the person was going to be feeding the cat. But Cat with Prey, the cat's eyeing up the person. This was done in 2001. And yeah, I've actually had this in a portfolio that got my work into my first New York gallery called Spike Gallery in Chelsea. This one I named Dancing Fool, and it is from 2015. It's kind of a different one, different approach than I'd had for a while, more abstract, and it's got a lot of underpainting. To be honest, as I'm looking at it, I think I could go a different direction with it, but it's as it is, I think it's finished for what it is. And it's part of the process of moving on to the next piece. This is a really simple, fun painting of a bat hanging upside down. And I think it was inspired on a trip to the Maldives where there were a lot of fruit bats up in the trees, but fruit bats look more like chihuahuas with wings. And this is more plump. So actually I think I was also influenced by pet bats that I saw in Bali, where they had them in bat cages that looked like bird cages. And I liked how they just would sort of do their arms like that, or their wings, and just hang upside down all day. Okay. This one is two blue bulls, and it says 2013 on the front there. 2013. Let's see. I'm going to zoom into that. Just trust me, it says 2013. Right here. But I think on the back, I'm not going to check now. I know I worked on it for like a number of years, and it kept having all these changes. You know, this is to me one of my most fully realized paintings. And it is 20 by 24 inches, but there's a lot that happened in this that I think is, for me, this one really works. I know it looks simple, and sometimes the simplest things are the hardest things to finish. So that's where that one is. This one is two reindeer, and I do an annual reindeer show, which you may know about, but if not, it's another story for another time. But this one was the reindeer show normally has small, little tiny reindeer paintings, but this one was bigger and it was more of a decoration for the other room of the show. So this is something I did really quickly, as opposed to the two bulls, which took multiple years of working on it. This I think I did on over a few days. I have a kind of fun and long history with MichealKate. I was curator here from I think 2010 to 2014, which was really fun. The place has been a big part of my life. And this from 2011 was part of a show that this painting of mine was in it as well. And I've always liked this zebra painting. It's got some interesting stuff going behind it, like you can see the word exit over towards the left. If you want, ask me more questions about that, because or just, no more answers. It's just how it is, I like it. This one is a big painting. It's 60 by 96 inches. So what's that, 5 by, oh gosh, how many inches is 96? Let's say 5 by 8 feet. Pretty basic, kind of simple, but there's something that I like about it. Something going on that is a little uplifting. Woman with Red Hair from 2007. It's 24 by 30. This one's cool. I don't know, maybe when other people look at work they see different things, but I'll tell you what I like. I like these background shapes and how the hair almost floats between the head. And then I like all these drips and just that. This was not a painting that took a long time to do, because it sort of came together, for me, it came together right. The turkey, this one is 60 by 48, so it's 5 by 4 feet, and 2007. That's a really good painting, but I will say that it is one of the earliest ones where I started to do some shapes that sort of came along into my garden series, which I'm working on now. And you can see the California Garden Series #1 from 2023 has some of this feel incorporated into it. Well, it started about this time in 2007, and so it's been evolving. This whole show is kind of a retrospective, and I don't do a lot of collages, but I always like collages. And this is a collage with some painting, and it's called Euro Collage Series from 2022. The title is Paris. It's 30 by 48, and a lot of this paper is actually from Europe that I helped my dad collect in the 70s. So it's old signs and stuff from the metro. And this is very basic and simple, but I think it has a nice feel. Here's another one from the Euro Collage series. This is called Milan 2020. It's 36 by 48, 3 by 4 feet. It's got a lot more going on in it, but again, I think it's real balanced, and I like what happened. I do see one thing I'd change if I wanted to go back. I'll show it to you. I like the shape, but honestly, it kind of bugs me, the colors. Something should change there. I'll either change it or leave it. That's why paintings take me a long time, because if I change that, I could quite possibly change everything, and it might be 5 years before it's finished. At this moment, I think I'm gonna leave it. When my dad was getting older, this one I started with him and then ended up finishing in 2012. So the part at the top is on wood, and that was work that he did, but I kind of embellished it, finished it off a little bit, and then he and I had been working on the bottom part, and he had given me some ideas and input on it. But it's a pretty simple painting, but it's kind of special to me. This one I named in Spanish El Toro Rojo from 2011, and it actually took a lot longer than that to paint. It was multiple years, I believe. Let me see, on the back it may say. I actually finished it in 2012, but it says 2011 on the front, 2012 on the back. It's one of those artistic, quirky things. We've got a piece called Two Dogs with a Swimming Pool. It is done in maybe 2017, and I guess I finished it in 2022. Old Spanish days. I got to do the poster for the Santa Barbara Fiesta, and this was one of 12 that I did. It's not the one that was selected, but it actually could have been one of my top 3 out of the series. From 2006, it's 48 by 36. That's the original oil on canvas of a poster that was never produced because it was the runner-up. But all of them were mine. So this one is called The Kings of the Beach, 2007, 36 by 48. Again, kind of has some of that same thing from the turkey, which if you zoom in here, you can see a lot of intricate work. This one's called Abstract Number 7 from 2006. I love the way this one's balanced out and the muted colors. This is a good one. Another painting of 2 dogs. This one is 30 by 40 from 2018. And there's one more in this series. It is right here. There, you're getting all of them. And I'm going to give you a pan down and show you the whole wall here. This is a pretty good one. I like this guy's that face there. It's kind of cool. And we're coming up to one of my favorites over here, 3 Apes. 3 Apes. This is part of a series, and this is the only one that's left from 2011. I think I did 3 or 4 of these with apes as the subject in 2011. This is one of my favorite pieces. It's a blue lion, and I really like the eyes. I'm going to zoom in here carefully and then focus, but check out those eyes. How cool are they? That's not really focusing on them. Still not focusing on them. There, well, you kind of get the idea. But this one is from 2012, 36 by 48. 2 lamps, and it's from the first show I had at MichealKate back in 1998. It's 48 by 36. What I did for that show was made paintings from the interiors in the showroom and kind of did my version of them. This is a man with ice cream from 2012. It's kind of got a East German feel to it to me. And it was part of a series of 2 other people that kind of go with this one, but I think those got sold. 48 by 36, oil on canvas, man with ice cream. Dog, squirrel, bird, 36 by 48. 36 by 48, 2011, oil on canvas. There's a certain fun to this, and you know what? I'll show you. As I was working on this, it just didn't come together till I did this. Like having those silhouette or outline silhouettes, I guess you'd call. I don't know, that 3-dimensional, just outlined. I like that. It actually happens again in the Star Dog. I can't remember which one I did first. This is 2011. I think I did but independently, I came to the same solution in these 2 paintings. This is untitled abstracts, oil and canvas from, I'm gonna guess it was around 2012. When I was curating, we did a show that was all about the buildings of the funk zone. I had about 30 artists, and this was my contribution. It's from a silo that's across the street. It's the lower window with a cactus in front. It just recently found a home, hence the red dot there. It's always a nice thing to see, but it is from 2012, 48 by 36. This one is called La Cantera, and it's the Rock Crusher. It's 1976. It is actually the oldest painting in the show. There's something special about this because my art teacher at City College, Robert Frame, jumped in and painted some on this part. He was a great painter, and I let him do his thing, so it's really a little bit of a collaboration. He probably would not want to know that to be known. two abstracts that I kind of like the idea of these being done almost like a musical, like playing a guitar solo lead, so very spontaneous. And there's one, and here's the other. They are both 36 by 48, and that's the whole show. And here's the gallery. Robert, can I get you to Sophia? You guys, thank you. The other nice thing about MichealKate was I got to do this big, huge mural. I'll show you some photos of it as we go through. This was a really fun project, getting to the top. Sometimes a little bit scary because it's about 30 feet, and I had this little like scissors lift, and because the sidewalks can be kind of uneven here, like right here, it wouldn't go flat, so I had to like lean and make it on 3 wheels so that it would rise up. It's like a safety feature, it won't rise if it's not flat. So I worked a workaround. But this is about 30 feet from there, 132 Santa Barbara Street, and it goes down, it's about 100 feet down, so it's a pretty big piece. And here is MichealKate, the building, and it's going to be going out of business. Sad to see it go. End of an era. Anyway, I hope you might have a chance to make it to the reception this Friday, July 28th, 2023, from 3 to 4 p.m. But if not, hey, thank you for watching this video, because you've actually just seen the whole show yourself right now. Thanks again.